Professor.
Hey, how are you doing? What's going on?
I'm doing good.
Okay. I just
Sorry, exams. Didn't get that back today.
you'll get it back on Wednesday. How do you think you did? We're waiting for a couple of other students.
I feel like I did pretty well.
Yeah.
But time will tell.
Yeah, time and talent. How do you think you did, Clark?
I did pretty well. There were a few questions that was
Yeah.
difficult.
Yeah, but in general you did well. Yeah. So is there some like background from somebody? Oh no, is that from you, Dalton? Where are you?
Yeah, that was me. Sorry.
Yeah. So when you're out in the field or where are you?
At the library.
Okay, because it sounds quite a bit. Okay. So we'll wait till everybody gets on. Let me start. I want to start rather early so we can continue. Okay. Hi, Daniel. How are you? Okay?
Doing well. How are you?
Okay. So, um, bear with me, Daniel. There are a couple of things that I need you to update on the what's due section, okay? So we'll work that out as well. Okay, welcome everyone as they're getting on. Let me just start recording so we can get that out of the way. I'm recording already to my computer. I'm going to take Zoom and record to the cloud. Going live on YouTube as everybody gets together. Going to the channel it is training. Public from Zoom to YouTube, preparing to live stream the meeting. Sometimes it takes longer than that connection. Hopefully we'll be here done redirecting. That's perfect. So I have my YouTube. We're streaming live on YouTube and we're ready to begin. Let me put that in my notes. The YouTube link that we have it and everything is set to go. And I save and we're ready. Okay, welcome everyone. If you have any questions about personal issues, stay with me after class and I'll go over that with you. There are a couple of emails that I received that I think that I have made assignments in terms of grading of the assignments. I've sent a couple of people, right, you should have gotten it. Daniel, a couple of those students that you can clarify, and if it's not still clarified for you, stay with me after class. Okay, welcome everyone. Hope to see everybody's camera on and we're ready to begin. The exams, I went over it. It'll be open for you on Wednesday, but in general, people did well. The exam is curved. We'll talk about the curve. I'm just waiting for a couple of other students, so I'm waiting on that curve. So we'll go over it on Wednesday about the curve, but I can tell you most of you do not have to worry about that. So what I want to concentrate on is today is October 21st, and the rest from now to the rest of the semester, I want to spend quite a bit of time on our projects. And our projects everybody will be doing it as a group project. I suggest that you keep the same groups that you have, and then we can continue. What I do want to make sure is to go over it in detail today. And Daniel, if we have some time, maybe we'll do a breakout room to suggest for our students to go through that. Okay? And stay with me. And I need a couple of people to moderate the chat. Do I have any volunteers for today for class participation? Okay, Julian, and someone want to join Julian? Unmic yourself. Okay, Rhett. Okay, so Rhett and Julian will be doing that today. So please set that up and let me know, folks, if there's something that I need to address. Otherwise, we'll get started. So I'm recording. All the recordings are done, so I'm going to share my screen. We know the role here. You see my screen. I'm opening up. We see people entering the room, so we have that. So we know we're on YouTube as well. Okay, and these are things that I wanted you to to do, Daniel. Is a couple of things. If I go to the course syllabus, let's even look at that for 1 second here. And if I go down to my course syllabus is
Yeah, this I need to update.
the course syllabus, right?
Yeah, the date from the...
Yeah, so if you can update the course syllabus. But what I wanted to make sure that everyone knows is on November 18th, we will have the second exam. It will be in the same place in the School of Business 210 computer lab. It will be the same format of multiple choice questions. This time it will be from the new chapters, not entire comprehensive. And there will be open-ended questions, and you will get the open-ended questions ahead of time. So some of the open-ended questions, just like we did before, we will get a review sheet. So you can think about it. We're on a tight schedule here. That's going to be basically a month from now. It'll be on November 18th in person on the exam. Okay, everybody set that up. And then you can, when you have time, you don't have to do it right now, but if you have time, Daniel, you can make the adjustments. The other thing that you need to know is on November 25th, if you have Monday classes, it's online. We're online anyway, so it's not a problem for us. But what is the case is on December 2nd, that will be our last day of class where we will have group presentations. Each group will present in class online, and I will be giving you feedback for your project. Each group will give about a 7-minute presentation overview. After I give you feedback, then you'll go back and correct it and then do a more comprehensive presentation on your own via Zoom. in the cloud, and you will upload that. So everybody clear with that? I want to make sure we had a lot of issues about travel, other kinds of things that you know in advance here, and we had to delay the exam, of course, the first exam because of the hurricane, but in this case we are doing it. Hopefully we won't have any other issues. It will be on November 18th, that Monday. And if you have anything about that, you can see me afterwards if you have any special issues, anything with that. Okay, so in that case, that's good for us to look at that, right? That once we were doing that. The other thing that I wanted to do is the what's due section. And if I look at the what's due section, it says due Wednesday. This Wednesday. This is the Tech Guide 3 Cloud Computing. I don't understand this, why this says Chapter 5, Daniel.
I'll fix that.
That was a hard week, I think, Daniel.
It was.
You can see that. Okay, so I just wanted to do that. And then there's the readings for the cloud computing. I don't know. Daniel's going to fix that, of course. Tech Guide 3, not Data 3.1 to 3.7. There are some issues there, too. It wasn't appearing well. I think we'll have to look at that for a minute, but that'll be offline, Daniel. Adaptive assignments, the same, and Wiley quizzes. I didn't. Okay, so we look at that. That's for Wednesday. What I'd like also, these are interesting notes here. There's something else that I want you to look at, which is on web links, and you can put it also on web links on the J section, Daniel, but also put it in maybe in this assignment people can look through, or for the Monday class, is what we call, this is what I wanted you to add to, along with it, is these two links that they need to read for cloud computing. What is cloud computing from Microsoft Azure, Daniel? And look at this. I'm giving you questions here as what is cloud computing, what are the benefits, what are types of cloud computing, that's CC, explain public, private, and hybrid, types of cloud services, and we have infrastructure, we have LAAS, PAAS, and SSS. And then we'll talk about that as a service and what are the uses of cloud computing. And you have here from cloud computing from Azure and from Amazon. So if you can put those two links also in the what's due section for the cloud computing, it would be appreciated. Okay? Thank you, Daniel.
Yep, it's done.
Okay, great. And then, of course, for the other section as well. Now, this is interesting. Did you get a chance to look at this, Daniel? The Google Notebook LM audio?
No, not yet.
Okay.
I've seen recordings of it.
Yes. So what this is there anyone, and put it in the chat, have seen this Notebook LM audio? This is amazing. And this is, and some of you, I think everybody can use this in their project in a number of ways. One, if you're thinking about your project as a learning tool, maybe helping students study. And what you're going to be doing is evaluating for them ways, Gen AI tools to study. This is called Notebook LM. It's by Google. You need to have just a Google email account. I'm not sure, and everybody can try that out. Now, right, Clark, you have Google email from university. I'm not sure that it will work. It's because it's an enterprise, right? Everybody knows it's an enterprise version. But I know I don't have the enterprise version because the university still has faculty and staff on Outlook. But this is interesting. And what's interesting about this notebook LM is that it creates a notebook and you can put all your sources. Let's say for studying purposes, you can build a notebook and put it in, and then it will summarize large books, PDFs as well. But what it does do, and it's incredible, Daniel, that you can put in your URL. It will scan your URL and give you a podcast describing your URL. So this is incredible that you can do. So all you have to do is go to Notebook LM, create a new notebook, add at least one source. And what I want, Daniel, is at least everyone in the class, after they get their domain name, they submit their domain name and for their source, and Google will create a podcast with two people speaking. It's so creepy in a way, but it's so unbelievable that I'm just so surprised. So you have here, you just go to their notebook guide, you get there, they'll give you a summary automatically. It's amazing when you think about how you can study then. Really, the whole education market has to be changing. And then what you'll do then, at this point, you just click on generate, and it will create a podcast. So for instance, if I took just this blog, and let me just even show you, if I go into Google Notebook LM, you see that, where the key here is just last month. They always had it as a notebook, and you can even look at some of this, how to use LM, but it's basically creating AI podcasts. So what you can do is just go into Notebook, Google. You can try it. So all you need is a Google account. Try it with your UM account. I'm not sure your UM account will work. And maybe it's better that you keep it private, but you can try it. It can be your personal AI research assistant, that's for sure. So you can even, those of you that want to do like education can do that. You try it. I already have my workspace, so I have a number of them, but you just do a new notebook. You just, you just drag in or choose a file. It can do a PDF, a text, Markdown. You can even put in an MP3 audio. You can put your website. This is what I want, Daniel, that we'll do in the instructions, is everybody will put, at least at the end, they'll put their website in, so they'll have a link which will describe their website as well. And also, if they have other materials, you have slides, let's say your presentation slides, all it has to do right now, it accepts then Google Docs and Google Slides. You can submit up to 50 sources into this, and it will do a conversation. So it is just, incredible when you think about what to do. So you can even do it. You can do it on even our chapters. You can do it even on the URLs for Azure that I gave you, or Microsoft. Anything you can do, and it creates. When you think about it, it will create then voices. Here's the related story, but this is what it comes up with. Listen to the voices.
You're just drowning in information, articles, PDFs, websites, all promising to unlock the secrets of the universe.
Or at least help you finally finish that research project you've been putting off.
Exactly. It's like trying to drink from a fire hose, Man, I love learning.
Look how they're laughing.
Who has the time?
This is all AI generated.
Wouldn't it be amazing if there was some kind of AI that could do the reading for you? And then just tell
So
you.
this is an audio.
Exactly
podcast of this Google
Yeah,
Notebook.
it's called Notebook LM, and it's Google's latest AI assistant. And get this, it just got a major upgrade, and it's available worldwide now. We're talking potential game changer here.
Okay, you've got my attention.
Really?
So we're basing this deep dive on a recent article from Google's keyword blog.
Catchy title, by the way.
Right.
Notebook LM goes global with slide support and better ways to fact check.
So everybody can even try it out for Wednesday. Put in any URL, put in anything that you're reading, any PDFs, and it will create a podcast for you. And it creates a podcast of two people, a male and a female, and they're imitating the banter that goes along. They laugh. It doesn't sound like a narrator. You know how you have a computer narrator that sounds so boring? So you're having the banter go through. This, and it creates then a summary, a transcript. Right now, it is in one language, in English, but they are going to do, for different languages later. If you go to YouTube, some people are then creating avatar faces, or you could create your own faces. I could see it later on, is then I could have two, just like I did with Call Annie, you could have two of these avatars with me, and I would be the third, speaking with it. You could be, Daniel, you could be like the third person on the podcast and interrupt as you go along. It'd be interesting for you guys to see what this has used, or if you just want to even just listen as the summary to it. I also put in you took the PowerPoint slides, you convert it to Google Docs, you gave to the last chapter, of cloud, and it'll talk about, cloud computing or whatever, and you can basically walk around and even hear the audios. And then it gives you a link, so that link you can put on your website as an additional way, or you could put it on your social media, right, when you have social media accounts. So think about it. It's incredible of what they did. Before this Notebook LM was good for summaries and for testing, but what was amazing to me is the audio portion of how they've now say, hey, it sounds like a podcast, and it takes a little long. It takes a couple minutes for it to generate, and then it does from 5 minutes, and also you can tell it what you want to focus in. So you said, hey, I want to focus more on asking me questions, or more on multiple choice questions or open-ended questions. You can say, hey, I want to limit it to 3 minutes or 5 minutes. You can direct it. It's almost like chat, and it's using Gemini Live 1.5 Pro. And for right now, it's experimental, so it's completely free. So, mind-blowing for me. Okay, so try it out. I definitely want to think about it, as Daniel's put it in, as part of our assignments that everybody gave in. And once they finish, or once they're close to finishing with their domain name, they can add that, use it, and add it to it. And other people can actually use it as a product to teach other people how do you use this, and do like a review of how do you use this Notebook LM. And it's for basically language models. Okay. So that was just me being blown away. The second part, if I go to our content of what's due under assignment instructions, we didn't have time on when we had our exam, but this assignment is a first step toward creating basically our showcase of generative AI tools and how they can improve efficiency in specific sectors. So right here is the PDF, and basically on this final project, part 1 is I need approval for you to go ahead with your project. So basically each group should go into Blackboard, just like we did before, and create a folder under Final Group Projects, and you'll choose a company theme. And what I'd like you to do in choosing your company theme is to do something that you're of interest in. So if you're really interested in music, or wealth management, or general business consulting, or marketing. So for instance, you're marketing, you want to then focus in on evaluating tools that will help marketing companies, or tools to help people do a campaign using social media, content generation apps, ways in which to have pictures. You can be general business consulting, where you want to teach basically businesses how to use Gen AI tools to be more efficient, to get closer to their customers. They can use it for their staff. They can use it for their emails, a number of different ways. Real estate. I just inviting a guy that he's doing basically Gen AI for real estate investors. So you may want to showcase AI tools to assist real estate agents, real estate investors, job seeking, a way in which maybe for students want to do search for jobs. You may want to do for internships, help students be interns. And then you can even invite companies through Zoom, right? You can have Zoom meetings where you say, hey, what we want to do is, for instance, maybe wealth managers, we want to invite them, or finance people, we want to invite them. Mental health, I really think it's good. So instead of just general mental health, because there's a lot of general mental health, it's maybe mental health for students, or mental health even for certain ways for freshmen, or mental health for women, ways in which to work with peer-to-peer, and also which apps can help you reduce stress. It could be in ways for tutoring, ways in which we can do for education. So in ways for helping us with education, one of the tools could be even Notebook LM. And you could show basically a ways. Chatbots, creation, basically helping businesses use different chatbots, and now voices being. So you could even do comparisons. All the chatbots that are out there, ChatGPT, Gemini, Claude, there's so many different ones. Do what are the advantages, pros and cons, and actually showing it. I'm saying that at least here is at least 3 AI tools. What I would do is at least everybody in the group at least pick one tool that they're familiar with, similar to what we did in even the screencasting part, but actually teaching people then how to use it, how to evaluate it. And then what you want to do is create those proposal folders in Blackboard. Once you do these proposals in Blackboard, and let me show you what this looks like. For instance, if you go to your audit section of HI in audit under Final Group Projects, you'll see in our regular groups, right? We had our regular groups. You'll set it up just like we had in our regular groups, and I encourage you to just keep your own group. It'll be just easier, right? And in this case, in your final project groups, you'll put in, just like we did before, names, phone numbers, and then you'll have the first stage is your proposal. Under your proposal, then, you'll submit 2 proposals to me, basically 2 ideas. You say, hey, maybe we'll do mental health, maybe we'll do mental health for university students, or maybe we'll do basically ways to study or tutoring for university students. I'd like you to do something that is real, that you can do. Not pie in the sky kind of thing, but rather what you as students can contribute to businesses. And it can be a lot, especially since Gen AI is so new that most business persons don't know really what to do. A lot of them have been familiar with, typing in a couple of prompts. So in this case, this was basically the name, give it a name. It was Intella AN Corp. What's its mission? What type of choice of tools do you want? In this case, your choice of AI tools can be just the beginning, because later on when you do your project, you'll find more tools to do. And here it is using ChatGPT for creating customer service bots. The target use case, small to medium size, and then I'll approve it. Once this is done, then the next step is, we'll be doing a number of them, but the next step is I have an academic partnership with Wix. So if you go to Wix.com, they are having a special academic relationship with me, and I extend that to our classes. And what does it mean, extended partnership? In general, Wix gives you a free domain, gives you a free website, but it has with it Wix and the advertising of Wix. What I want your project to be is professional. The way that it can be professional is to get a domain name. But what I like to do for my classes is I don't want you to spend extra money. So what we are going to have, and I'll give you a code when you're ready, is we're going to get the business plan for my classes. Since I have a special academic partnership, as a matter of fact, this Thursday I'm going to be at I'm a speaker at their summit, Wix Summit for education, and I'll be describing how we use it in how I use it in my classes. But here is what we'll be getting, each of the groups then will get 100 gig of storage space. We'll be able to work 10 collaborators at a time. We'll be able to use their standard marketing suite. So we'll be going over SEO. We'll be able to use their site analytics. If you wanted to, we can accept payments or standard e-commerce. In the beginning, what I suggest we're doing, since people don't know us as consultants or as services, I don't think it's fair to charge. But maybe in this case, you'll be giving it free in the beginning, and then later on you can say for special one-on-one consultations, then you'll be charging. But I'd like you first to give a service so people know you. It's an idea of trust. Why should I pay someone when I don't know how they can help me? But once I see that I got my foot in the door already and you're so helpful, then you can do one-on-one, you can do webinars, you can do a number of different things that you can. So here you can accept payments. You'll be able to even do Zoom consultations. We'll be doing that as well. So we're going to get this, plus what's nice is we're going to get a free domain for a year. What I've had in the past semesters, if you get a good domain name, I've had even my students have sold their domain name. Because you have it for a year, you can sell that domain name. And I had one student, this was a while back, he sold it for $17,000 plus. He sold it to another company that they really liked the domain name, and they even gave him some shares in the company. But this is not a guarantee, but at least we have this free domain for a year. So once I give you the approval for your site, then you'll start basically creating the website. And one of the nice thing is there's even AI developed into Wix, so it can start even writing your scripts and so forth, and we'll talk on Wednesday about that. So at least what I'd like, going back, is at this point in the final group projects is first have everyone put in their group. Later on, if there needs to be changes in the group and somebody said, oh, I may change to another group or something, maybe right now have each group put in, starting from 1 through, what do we have, 9 or 10 groups, put that in, so we have that, and then start discussing what you would like for your group projects. So let me stop sharing for a minute. So that's where we're going. So once we create then the website with the theme of Gen AI, what I want each of your groups to do is explore what's available for Gen AI in a certain area. And basically, since we're in the business school, in some business activity, whether it's marketing, and have a sense for you. So it could be in recruiting, it could be in internships, it could be in a way helping people with wealth management, any ways that you could do general businesses on how they can do it, and you'll be not only familiar, but you will have expertise by going through these on a number of Gen AI tools that you can take in. And what I like about it, Dalton, is you can take it with you. That grade, nobody's really, I'm being honest with you, some of you really know me better than others, is nobody cares, Clark, if you got 89 or 94 in your test. What they're going to be considering is, what can you do for me, right, when I'm hiring you, right? I don't want to see, and even those that don't even graduate, right, if you can really be useful and be even on your own. Some people have even taken this on their own. I have other students that have done it where they applied for medical school and they showed, hey, I'm so different than others. You can even take that with you. So you can take basically your services. You have a domain name that is realistic. It doesn't, I don't want anything to say BTE 210. It should be professional. But you'll have your team displayed that you are university students. You're not going to be pretending you're something else, but you will be that this is an actual consulting practice for all of you that you want to do, focusing in on Gen AI tools. And then you can do the research and see what's available. Notice that audio, that podcast, Daniel, was just released less than a month ago. You know, from Google. So every time everybody, and you think if there's such a virus on that, basically everybody's so keen on that, and you can imagine everybody else keeping up with that. It's really impossible for anybody. There's nothing has ever been, and I've been in the beginning of really this whole internet evolution. And besides that internet, after this is really the biggest thing coming up. Whether there's disadvantages to it, right? People don't like it, or if they do, but I tell you, everybody's going to use it. You know, our new dean is basically gung-ho on it. He's, which I'm really pleased about, that AI everywhere for everyone. And it's going to take time. It's like in the infancy. So that is the greatest opportunity for us. Because it's not like people are coming with that legacy that say, oh, I know this. What can you teach me? You're 20 years old. I have, 20 years of accounting experience or finance. Here's kind of like that niche where you can give people on it. So questions. I'm open. Daniel, do you have any comments?
No. Hopefully the dean gives us access to some cool tools.
Right. If not, we'll get them. Well, I'm not relying on anybody to give us any cool tools, right, Daniel? We got to do it on our own, right? Whether he does or not, by the time he does, something else is going to be in it. So, and we'll see that. One of the things Daniel and I basically said, since Wix is coming, Wix will be coming to class to give us like an overview of how to do their domain names, how basically to upload, how to do the link into, basically, they also have an API to Zoom. since we know Zoom already, why not have our way in which we can, you even can give meetings, certain meetings covering a lot of this. Then you could get sponsors. Who wouldn't want to sponsor this? You know, if I'm in, you could even do something legal, Clark, right? What are the legal tools, right? Then I can get there's a number of software programs out there that could be ways. A number of law firms could be sponsors, right? Ways that now are doing, even ways in which any of your majors you're thinking about. You want to go into finance? I'd do that. And then when you go and interview, you show this. Everybody, you know, what does it matter? Everybody gets, if you notice, oh, I got a 3.5 average or a 3.8 average or a 3.0 average. You're just like everybody else running the mill. But what can you do for me that's different? Hey, I bet you don't know a lot of these, you know, AI tools that can really make it a lot for pleadings or just even for editing purposes, right? It's exciting. So what I want you to do now, even, let's do this. Let's do breakout rooms. Everybody get in the breakout rooms. How many do we have, Daniel?
There would be 9.
9. I'm going to do 9 breakout rooms. Daniel and I will go to each of these. At least set up your group with your group number. I'm going to let participants choose their room. And then, at least at the end, then if you can, create it today. Start thinking about it, create it today. And you know what? You can even use a ChatGPT or Gemini or something else to even help you. What are my areas? And even ask for help in what apps are available. So let me create them now. I'm going to open them. I'm going to go through all of them at least, and then I'm going to come back after we do this for 15 minutes, 20 minutes. Then I want to come back. We'll take attendance. We'll go through make sure that everything is correct. And on Wednesday, I'll make the approvals. Because you understand, because once I do the approvals, then we can get started. We're going to be really working. If you don't want to work, I suggest you drop the class. You know, at the end it was, oh yeah, oh no. This I'm serious about. And it's serious for you guys too, and it's not fair for your others. So if you don't want to do it. So I'm going to open up all the rooms. You get in. I'll start going through I'll start from the top. Daniel, you'll start from the end. And we'll just meet with you. Make sure that your folders are done and start talking about what do you want, which areas you want to do, and then we can tweak it for Wednesday. So I'm going to open up all the rooms. Any questions? My moderators, anything that I need to know? Red? I'm okay? I'm going to open up all the rooms, okay? So I'm opening up the rooms. Join a room. And I'll go to them. Anything else, Daniel, that I need to know about?
No. I mean, maybe make an announcement. Because there were some people that submitted the assignment today, the back testing and all that.
Yeah.
They could email if they've done it or not.
Okay, so you can put that in the chat, I guess. Or when we come back, you can announce it, okay, Daniel, what you need. I had
If they don't email, I don't know to check.
Okay, right. A couple of people had issues with connecting. That they sent me an email and I told them they needed to connect. Why do I get zeros?
Yeah.
When you don't know, you don't know. When you know it, it's easy, right? You get zeros. It's just like finding the pattern. It's like training the computer. When the computer should be telling you, right? If it were trained properly, it should come back and say, you're not connected. Which connection do you want?
Yeah.
Right? It should be which connection you want. That's the problem. They're not intelligent still, that software, right? But it should say, hey, you're getting zeros. That's an easy one, right? For us, it's easy, so it should be that should be an easy one for the computer to know as well. Okay, so what do we got? We got some people here. Emilio, you're joining a group. What's going on?
I was planning on being with the group that I originally did other projects with.
Yes.
But I was kind of fun, so I'm looking for the breakout room.
Which group do?
Yeah, same here. I can't find the breakout.
I'll move you guys. What group?
I believe that was group 4.
Group 4. Okay.
And I'm 5.
And Nikita's 5. Let's stay here till we get everybody in. Did you get in, Nikita? Good. And Rhett, did you get in? Or is he frozen?
It says he's moving to.
Okay, all right. And Michael?
Michael.
Is he there? Sometimes people log in and...
He's in group 1 though.
Michael, are you in a group?
Yeah.
Did you put yourself? Okay.
There you go, bud. All right. I'll join.
Why don't you start with group 1? I'll go to the bottom then.
Okay.
Okay?
Switch it up.
Switch it up. And I'll join them and I'll see what it is. So,
I haven't
Red?
found where- Yeah, I haven't found where my group is. Alright, I got it. Room 8.
Okay?
All right.
Okay, so you start with 1, I'll start with 9. We'll do it
Sure.
like in, at least we can have them work it out.
Yeah. All right.
Okay. We've been there before. Okay. So how can I help you guys? Cam, Sam, and Dominique. What's
Yeah. Yep.
Okay, so make a folder with your group.
Frankie's also in a group as well.
Okay, so put them in. But for right now, do it. So what area do you think you guys want to do?
How many people are there per group? And I'm
It-
guessing we're all just doing new groups right now.
No, not. It's this is not your regular group from the other class?
No, some people
I thought we
switched
just
that.
would join whatever group. Or I don't really know. 'Cause
Okay,
I
keep
heard that
this.
Somebody else was joining my group, so
Okay, just keep this for right now. You know what I mean?
in the same group.
Well, we're here.
I mean, well, are we fine with this group? Like,
Well, I
with Frankie?
practically got traded
You got traded.
to this group.
Okay, let's do it. You know what I mean? Cam, we don't got time. You know what I mean? Let's get this as a great group.
Yeah.
Let's get it done, and that's it. We got 9 groups. Let's get it done. So make yourself a folder. Who's going to be in charge of the folder? Make yourself a folder, and then you guys have to decide. And you guys,
Sam did
Maybe
too.
why don't you do that? Alright, Kim.
okay, I don't need to be with you right now, but you guys, what I want you to do is come up with a couple of topics that you want to do and start it. Then by Wednesday, I'm going to spend another 10 minutes or so in the group. Why don't you start now? You understand? Maybe you can even finish. You know what I mean? It's not a lot of writing, and then you can finish, and then you can later on do it. It's due Wednesday before class, but I want it to be due. I want you to try a couple of ideas now of what you want to do. Any questions before I...
Like, so all we have to do is write down a couple of ideas in our group.
Well, look at the example, in example
Okay,
0.
yeah, look at group 0.
Look at group 0 and do it in the
Well,
same
so then
format.
how are we posting in groups now since people are in different groups?
Did you do it? You know, it says final group, so you're going to make yourself your
Oh,
group.
so it's a different thing.
Yeah, you see it?
Yes, sorry, now I see it, okay.
So it's final groups. You know what I mean? So it's because a couple of people say, I don't want to work with him. You know what? I'm not in marriage counseling. You know what I mean? So it's right. So I'm not going to be. We have some other people that be in divorce, proceedings. Okay. So now you see it. Put it up, and then I'll call you back, and at least everybody's set, and then you can see that these are areas we're going to do. What do you think about the project? So it's basically everybody will get some skills. Okay, I'm leaving you guys, okay? And I'm just going to go to another room, okay? How are you?
I'm doing well. How about you?
Great. Did you guys make yourself a folder?
Not yet.
Okay, you know we're going to have a new folder. In the audit section, it says final group projects.
Okay, cool. So we'll make a new folder.
Make a new folder, give yourself group 8. You were group 8, and then later on you can move it around. You know the drill. And check with group 0 and see what the proposal is. And you use that as a guideline. And what I want you to do is even do it now. Start thinking about 2 ideas that you have. Start even with 1, for instance. So, Jared, what's your major?
Real estate.
Real estate. If everybody in your group, that can be one of the projects, right? For real estate investors, for real estate agents, for real estate buyers, for real estate sellers, what kind of Gen AI apps are available? As a matter of fact, Jared, I'm having somebody come to class. That's what he developed. There's a whole site for real estate investors where, you can do like a chat, GPT, where you can say, hey, what is the how good is this investment? What can I do? But whatever it is, you don't have to be that complicated. You even start for another. But I'm just giving you an example. You guys have to decide. Decide on 2. Do 2 proposals. Do like which one's number 1 and number 2 in your minds. Then on Wednesday, I'll approve it. Either, I'll say, hey, either you guys can choose, or this one, I like this one more than another one. You got it, Jarrett? Okay. Any questions for me? But it's great. Everybody can learn something, right? Nobody's going to ask you, Jared, what grade you got on a test, right? What they're going to say, what can you do? Or you can be your own, go out and basically consult with other realtors or other brokers.
Exactly.
You know what I mean?
I actually run
What?
I run a marketing agency and I use Gen AI.
Good. So that's what I'm saying. You're running a market.
I see it.
And it's going to be
actual real world applications.
Yeah, and isn't that more exciting than anything else? And then what I want you to do, Ben, even maybe you'll decide on doing 2 different ones. And later on you say, hey, I'm really wanting marketing. And you can even do a shout out to everybody in the group, Jared, and say, hey, who wants to do a real estate one? And Ben, you could even... No, but I'm saying you decide. I'm not going to do it, but I'm just saying that... And Ben, you can even say marketing for realtors. Using your marketing skills that realtors can use, right? So you can combine it. Your overall theme is real estate could be, and then Ben, you could come up with all your ways in which, and even find out new ones. So it's great. Hey, I'm learning some new ones rather than just my old ones that I use in marketing. And then describe them. Yeah. Okay, you got it. The idea?
Yeah.
I like it. Let's go for it. I'm going to leave the room. Then I'll call you all back. And set that up and start even doing it. It's not complete, but even say real estate, and then within real estate, you'll do some marketing. You know what I mean? Within it, or do 2 different ones. Real estate even for investors, and real estate for basically brokers or something, Talk to you later. I'm leaving this, and then I'm going to check back. I'll call everybody back. Luke, what's up? Luke, are you here?
I think you're on mute.
Luke, why aren't you in a group?
Because I was confused because I previously coordinated with my original group, and now
They don't. You don't want to be with them, or they don't want you.
I do want to be with them. I just don't see any of them in the meetings. That's why.
What have you looked at the groups? What group were?
Yeah.
Who was in it? Look down there. I see Luke was not joined. Group 7, right?
Yeah, no, that's not the people in my group though.
Okay, so join them right now. Who else are there? You know what I mean? I don't see anyone else. So you got to join a group. You know what I mean? You can't do too much.
How many people per group?
3 or 4. Okay. More than 4 is not too much. So I just see a number of them, right? Group 3 is 3.
Would it be okay if I did a group with somebody that they're not in class today, but I've been texting them?
Yeah, but we have to do it now. So we can't do. We got 9 groups here. so they can join you. You know what I mean? They have to be, you know what I mean? So
Okay,
let's do one at least. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
Join now, and then later on you can worry about it. But you need to do something. Later on, this is going to be due in another couple of weeks, and you're still looking for your group.
Okay. Yeah. I'll join right now.
Okay. Where are you joining?
Group 7.
Okay, I'll go with you.
Okay.
Well, I'll go to 6, and then you join.
Okay.
Join 7, and I'll come back to see you. So guys, what's going on? What have we done so far? Have you made yourself a group? Amanda, have you made yourself a group? Sasha, have you made yourself a folder?
We spoke about like when we're gonna be able to meet like outside the classroom.
Okay.
Talk about that.
Okay.
So we're thinking like the end of the week Thursday. We're gonna set up a meeting. And
No, that's too late. It's due on Wednesday.
Oh, so then we'll do it Tuesday.
Yeah. Right. Now.
Yeah, we'll do it Tuesday then.
Tuesday.
Yeah. Okay. So what I want you to do. So how many people in your group? 3?
4. We're 4.
Yeah, we're 4 people.
Okay. Who's the 4th?
I don't know.
Well, you're 4 and you don't know. That's not.
No, it's Sam. His name's Sam.
Okay, so let's work with the 3 of us, and if Sam comes around, he can do it. So make a folder.
That's for our other projects.
Okay, so the question is, what type of project do you want? What are your majors? Amanda, what's your major?
I'm a real estate major, so when you said something about someone doing real estate, I think that's super interesting.
Yeah, so do real estate. If that you can do. And what's your major, Sasha?
I have a business tech major.
Business tech, so you can be in it. And what about you, Maria?
I'm a marketing major.
Perfect. So you could even do real estate, Amanda, and you decide, is it for investors? Is it for brokers? Maybe it could be for all. Is it for buyers? What are the tools available? What can you help them with? And then basically the tech, Sasha can help, and then Maria, you can, let's face it, brokers and real estate agents, what do they need? Marketing, right? And what kind of marketing tools can you use for those? And you guys can then figure out which ones you want to show them, set that up, and hey, Amanda, you could have a business. And here you got the CTO already, and Maria's your CMO, the chief marketing, and Amanda, you're the CEO. And we're smiling, but could be real. It is so new, right? That Sasha, these people don't know. Your parents most likely don't know, right? That it really is.
No, it's definitely very cool technology.
Yeah, but what I want you to do, I want you to bring that and know it well. Not just I'm going to write something in ChatGPT, but really know it well and present it. And then people say, oh, wow, you can do that for me.
Yes.
Actually, so each of you have 3 of them. You can even look at a number of different AI tools. And then at the end, you can get that notebook LM to look at your URL, right, Sasha, and create a podcast. And then you can have that put in. How neat is that? And then you could even teach people, hey, realtors, you want a podcast on these properties?
Gotcha. All right.
So start doing it now. Look at proposals 0 and look at it and follow those. Give me 2, and if you want real estate, it could be in 2 ways to look at real estate. In terms of the investors, in terms of, or a combination. Okay, great, perfect. And it doesn't matter if other groups do it. You understand? It doesn't matter if somebody else does. Another group I saw wants to do real estate too. Let them do real estate, and then later on you can compare, and then maybe on you can they'll buy you out, Amanda. You'll exit, right? Okay, talk to you later.
Thank you.
My pleasure. we want to do breakout rooms.
I haven't won a game yet this whole year.
So, guys, so what did we decide? Did you guys make a folder already?
Yeah.
Okay, so what do we think we're going to do it on? Rhett. What is your major, Rhett?
Finance. I think we're going to do Salesforce, if that's all right.
What do you mean Salesforce? You want to just focus in on sales or what, or the company Salesforce?
Company, if that works.
So why did you choose Salesforce?
We wanted to do a wealth management company, and Johan just said Salesforce, so.
No, that was before we decided on wealth management.
I like wealth management. I do wealth management. I do different ways of wealth management, and you can think about it as in wealth management, who do you want to concentrate on? Do you want to concentrate on the wealth managers or their customers or both? But I'm just saying, wealth managers, I think that's a great idea. And that is going to be so much. You almost, if you guys want to go into wealth management, I guarantee you what they want is you're going to be working with Gen AI. So you've got to show yourself of why you're valuable. And of course, that interpersonal skills are going to be important, but that you can be effective of using a lot of the Gen AI with it. Perfect. So start writing it up now. On Wednesday, I will approve it. But I really like already the wealth management. Maybe make two sides of it, of what you want to focus in on. And then look for different Gen AI apps that you can discuss, that you can think about, that you can help people with wealth managers. And then there's so many different ways that you can do it. And when you go out for a job, you could even make this your own business later on, and you can have wealth managers be your customers, really, because they don't know. Think about it.
So true. Any company you say we're working for, basically?
Yeah, you're giving out these services, right? But it's in the area of wealth management. Rather than generic, a jack of all trades, we're specializing on wealth managers. And it could even be using generic products for wealth managers, but in the framework of showing them in the framework of wealth management. How helping them, do things for, conversational chats with their customers, creating chatbots, creating something where like personalized chatbots, that you're like a wealth manager, that if I can't reach the wealth manager, at least you have somebody 24/7 answering questions, and then the chatbot will go back to you. Hold on, Rhett isn't, let me ask Rhett, Rhett will get back to you. But right now I can do like frequently asked questions and then once you have it, then you could use something like that Notebook LM, right? You'll have a URL, a domain name, and it will describe it, and then you can put that link on your site too. How awesome is that?
Would you say that it's a good idea also to do like maybe a portfolio management?
Yeah, be perfect. If you can find, but you want to show how you can use it, not just say use this program, right? Yeah. But you want to actually, because nobody's going to say, oh, go to this URL and figure it out. You got to figure it out and got to kind of guide them, almost do like a tutorial on it in the beginning.
Yeah, what if we mention a specific company?
What do you mean?
Like a company that provides real estate, or that provides like portfolio management software to.
Yeah, but is it a Gen AI that you can actually test out? Or is it a paid version that you have to, is it an enterprise kind of portfolio management? I want you, Johan,
enterprise thing. But we should ourselves test it out.
Yeah. So if it's, what I mean. So a lot of those enterprise, you're not going to be able to do it. It's almost look for Gen AI apps. You know what I mean? That at least have a 30-day or 60-day free version. that you could test out. A lot of those portfolio management systems, you could have it as long as you could test it out. That could be part of one of your products that you're evaluating. But you have to evaluate it rather than saying, use a proprietary system that they're not allowing you to have.
Yeah.
So, you understand? So it's unique to you. Maybe you don't want to be so specific of just using one, but maybe some other things that will help people in their portfolio management. Sending out emails, doing correspondence, evaluating, using certain things now with Excel Copilot.
Yeah.
You got it? And then who cares what grade you got on some, silly test, right? What do you got to do? You actually can make that as a company. On the side even. Hey, we'll help you out. How many people need this? Nobody can even keep up with what's available, right? I can't. And this is my area, right? I'm the big professor, right? Full professor, right, in this area.
Yeah.
And I can tell you, I want you to help me figure out what's new, Isn't it? I mean, this is the best thing. And you actually have something, Rather than reading in a textbook that's boring as hell, right? Okay, let's move on. Okay, I'll call you back in a minute or so. So start setting it up already. Like a little outlines, right? Look at zero, what they do. It needs to be short. And then I just need to approve it by Wednesday. And then already on Wednesday, you can even play around with Wix already. You don't need even the upgrade. You can try out a number of ones free. And then when you get a good one, you upgrade to a domain name. You get a really good domain name, Portfolio AI or something, .ai. Who knows? Okay, talk to you later. I think we got it. So we got a small group here. So the best and the brightest are here.
Yeah.
Okay, so what did we end up doing? Did you put a folder in already?
Yeah.
Okay, what are your ideas?
So our first proposal is resume.io, which is basically it helps for job seeking with students. It just helps you build a professional resume, which JC can probably speak a little bit to.
Okay, and what's your second idea?
The second one is called MindMate, and it's basically
These are apps that you have, or what?
no, these are like our ideas.
Okay, and what's the other one? What's MindMate?
MindMate is basically like a AI-driven chatbot that like helps people deal with mental health issues, and then we're using Wobot, Uber, and Happify to like use those.
Okay. And which ones do you like better? I like both. Both are good.
I would probably use the resume one a little bit more. I think it's really easy and
everybody can use it. What I would spread this, Dalton, is the whole idea of hiring, right? Besides the resume, I would even have a lot of these bots help you with for instance, with the interview.
The whole hiring process, yeah.
The whole hiring process. Help me decide on how to do an interview. There's now some of those that are pretty neat that will say, hey, don't talk with your hands so much. You know what I mean? Give direct contact. Speak slower. They could give me a list of my whatnots, right? Of how to get it. So there's a lot of that on hiring and then resume. And you can focus maybe on university students, since you're a university. But you could even do it later, spread it to more. Everybody needs, nowadays, nobody stays in one job, right? It's like you switch all the time. So you can decide, but if you like that, go for that already. I approve it. You know what I mean? I'm telling you right now. And then you have other people in your group, or just the two of you?
I think it's just us two.
Okay, you'll see on Wednesday. I bet you people come from the woodwork that didn't show up in class, that you may want to, you may be able to, bring on a couple of others that'll do it. But focusing on that, and then try to figure out that whole hiring practice. You can basically, there's a lot of ways in which you can do in YouTube. There's even a lot of videos you can see of how, using chatbots and others to help me with the interview process, help me with the resumes, right? Help me later on even with my LinkedIn, other ways. And it can be like a whole hiring scheme, and maybe focus in the beginning. You can focus one on the university, students graduating, and then you could even have in your Zoom. Look at how excited I am. I may be I'll be your consultant. In Zoom, you could even have hiring agencies come in, Headhunters come in, give tips to students on what do's and don'ts. You could even focus on certain jobs that you want. What's your major, JC?
Mine's marketing.
Marketing. What's yours, Dalton?
Entrepreneurship.
So it's perfect. And even with yours, with marketing, you figure out what kind of, you can add even marketing tools. How do you market yourself? Instead of marketing this business. That's tremendous. And then you can take it with you. Who cares what grade you got on the exam, even though both of you got good grades, right? Nobody cares, but you can really take it, and you can make even a side business, both of you. Even if you get jobs. That's what's exciting about it,
Yes, ma'am.
What do you think? I think it's great. Okay, put it together, and then on Wednesday I'll sign off, and then you can even play around with Wix. But maybe in the beginning, even before you play around with Wix, try to figure out what kind of software you can. And now you found it, you can even find more. You know what I mean? This is like your first pass, and once you do this, you can do it, and then you know it really well. And then you can even look at other things in YouTube, and there's so much out there. But just even evaluate it. What seems to be good? You can even do of what are your best, how to use it, and how students. Then you have to say how you want to think about how the student can use it or how the recruiter can use it. Later on you can say our further project will be for recruiters. We're now doing it for students. Now later on we'll do it for recruiters. It can be like a whole family where you exit that company, right? When you think about entrepreneurship, like it's a whole family of hiring, right? And everybody needs a new job. Nobody stays with one. So it's an endless number of customers. You can have repeat customers all the time. That's what I'm telling you. Sometimes you can sell just to one person, and once I have a chair, I have the chair. You know what I mean? But this is like, okay, great. I'll call you back. Fantastic.
Do we have an attendance code today?
Yeah, I'm going to call everybody back, and then we'll do attendance.
Okay.
Okay.
Thank you.
I believe every group has a folder, and they have all started.
How did you know?
Oh, you're muted.
How did you know that was the next question I was going to ask you? We're on that same moment, right? From teaching assistant from student to teaching assistant in training to teaching assistant, you've gotten the pattern already. You're my bot. You know what to ask. You know what my next
There's no need for AI.
No, I have it. All I need to do is clone you, right? Now I need a personalized Daniel. That's all. That will answer my questions. Right.
It's taking my job.
Right. Right. It's good. Then you can go. You can do other stuff. That's the beauty. That you don't have to be telling me. You don't have to be looking. Right. The next step is to look. Does everybody have the right folder? Does everybody have their phone number? Does everybody have their name?
Yeah, it would be nice.
Right. All that. What I'm trying to tell everybody is a lot of there's a lot of negative talk about this Gen AI, but all that tedious stuff that we're doing, let's have our time do more creative stuff, Daniel, right? Than you having to check, and then I have to say 3 times, oh, did you put in your name? Is it, is it group 1, 2, 3, 4, 7, or whatever? Okay, so I think do we have everybody back? Okay. Okay, so what was your impression, Daniel? I saw the bottom up, and you saw the top down. What are your impressions? So what's going on?
Well, it seems everyone made the folder. They've gotten started thinking about ideas, and, it's due Wednesday.
Okay, it's due Wednesday. What I'm saying, what I told everybody's groups is it should be done now, not on Wednesday, because people were doing it. And the way that I tell people is think about what is your major and what do you guys want to do. I've already gone in. There's a couple groups doing real estate. That is fine. You can think about real estate for investors, real estate for brokers. I talked about one group which is great, thinking about hiring, thinking about resumes. So I'm saying don't even just do resumes. Think about helping people. What do I want to do? I send out a resume and then hopefully somebody will call me for what? An interview. So isn't that great? Let the chat bots help us with our interviews. There's tons of them helping, right? That they will give you feedback on how you do the interview, help you practice. Then you can do it for the students looking for jobs, and then also companies looking for students, and also recruiters. Could be one of a job of what do recruiters need? How can they help? Wealth management was another one. Other people that want to do wealth management. I have so many finance people. Do on wealth management, but do wealth management not on a particular software, but rather generate that could help wealth managers help their clients, create chatbots, voice chatbots for their clients, for their people, setting up different ways. I think it's fabulous. I'm excited. So what I want is in the beginning of the class already, on Wednesday, hopefully even do it even at that point that on Wednesday before class I can already do the approval and say, hey, go for this. I may say 1 is better than 2, and what I suggest you do is put it in the order. Once you put it in, then switch it, saying this is my number 1, this is my number 2 aspect to it, so we can choose what we want to do, because right then you want to basically, even if you say, hey, I'm going to use these programs later on, you may want to add different ones. Because, in the following week, there'll be something more exciting. And then you can actually say, hey, we're going to add more. But everybody in the group should be familiar and know certain programs really well. And then you can do social media with it. We'll go over that Wednesday, right, Daniel, we'll do social media, so a lot of the things that you can market your systems. You'll do a team page where you have your team set up. But the main thing is, what can I bring? And then nobody can take that away from you. That's what I always say. Okay, so let me share the screen. I think it was useful to do, Daniel, the breakout rooms, to get everybody up and running. So now it's really from now to Wednesday, most of you should basically start doing your research. Figuring out what are your softwares that your Gen AI apps that you want to focus, and then later on you'll add additional ones. But we'll start. Okay, so I'm going to share my screen. I'm going to do my attendance, right? This is final projects. This is in HI, and then you made those additions to my J class, all those additions, right, Daniel?
Yes.
Okay, so I need to go attendance. Loading course enrollments. Start check-in. 9217. Okay? So everyone, I'm excited to see what you guys plan. We'll spend at least, in this case, Amanda, every week we'll be looking at what everybody's doing. So once a week, rather than waiting to the end and say, oh, Amanda, you should have done this, every week you will be kind of doing a mini presentation of how far we went, what are we doing, I have questions on this. And that's the fun because it's a development process. Okay? And maybe I'll be investors into some of your companies, right? That's what I did another semester, is I had basically investors come in and look at the final presentation. Maybe I'll do that. I have one group that's what they do, is they look for the very early stages. When people have it in the very early stages, they love to invest. So I may invite him. That's a good idea. See if he did some in accounting. He did some others. Okay, perfect. All right. So everybody set? Everybody got it? Clark, did you get it? 9217.
Thank you. Have a great day.
You too. Keep up the good attitude and work. Okay.
Yes, sir. I wanted to let you know.
So let me just hold on. Let me just stop sharing here.
Sorry, this is Dominic.
Hold on.
And Daniel now? Oh, sorry. Yep.
Okay, so what do you? Let me stop the YouTube.
Just that I submitted assignment 4.
Okay, so you need to tell.
I understand late points, but I submitted it.
Okay,
Could you send me an email, Dominic?
Yes, I will. Okay. I just wanted to see what you.
Yeah, perfect.
So,
okay.
Say you've done it, and then I'll check it tonight.
Okay, did I stop recording?
Yeah.
Have a good one, guys.
Ciao, Dominic. It looks your group is good. Okay, Ashton, what's up?
We were emailing and you asked me to speak with you.
Okay, all right. And I have your documentation, right, Ashton?
Yeah.
Okay. And Antonio, you're here about the exam too?
Yeah, exactly.
Okay, so listen, you both have excused absences, which is good. You have the proper documentation. So then you will not receive a 0 on this exam. So the second exam will count double. So the good part is then you don't get a 0. And so you got your documentation on time. Okay? Perfect.
So basically, when we take our next exam, we get that grade, and then that grade also goes to our first exam?
Exactly.
So like if I get a 75, I get a 75 on both?
Right. And let's be positive, Ashton. If you get a 95, you get a 95 on both, right? Let's look at it the higher rate, right, Ashton? So you should be.
Yeah.
So I would look at better than that. Okay, not at the 75. Okay, so Ashton, you're in a group. Everything's okay.
Yeah.
Okay, and hopefully you'll be feeling okay and everything. Okay, and Antonio, how did the game go?
It didn't go well, honestly. It could have been better, but maybe this week I have another tournament, so I don't know.
Wow, and you're leaving then too?
I'm supposed to leave on Thursday, but we don't know yet.
And what about November 18th?
I hope I don't miss that one.
Can you check, does this happen, aren't these things set in advance, the tournaments?
No, they are saying to us on Wednesday if we go or not, so...
And it's like, okay, all right, well, I don't know, we'll see what happens, okay, so hopefully next time will go well. And did you work, I have somebody else from the tennis team, who is it, Maria? Who do I have in the other class? She's in the tennis team. I told her to get in touch with you about the assignments. Did she?
Oh, Maria, yeah.
Yeah, Maria. Did she get in touch with you?
No, she didn't.
Okay, all right. I told her that she's in the other class, and she was also going the same time you were to a tournament. I guess you went to different I don't know if you went to different cities or the same. I guess the hurricane also affected too.
Yeah, we were supposed to go to Orlando, but they finally moved it to next week. They changed it to Georgia. It was,
Yeah, and with the weather, and who knows, hopefully we won't get another hurricane. Okay, so you keep me posted. Those guys keep me posted too. They always send me emails, you know what I mean?
Okay, sounds good.
Okay, Ashton, we'll see you then.
See you.
Take care.
Thank you.
Ciao.
Thank you. Bye.
Bye.
Alright.
Okay. So we got it'd be interesting to do is take, when you get the chance, so what we need to do is we have to meet for the instructions for the, when do you want to do that? When can you get that done, the instructions for the second part? For
The second part is everything, I guess.
Isn't it?
Okay. Yeah, no, I was just making sure.
Unless we want to break it down. Well, I would do the second part like this and tell them in the timeline is first do the Wix without the domain name, right? And once you're happy with that, then do the upgrade. And you can even try it a couple of different ones,
Yeah.
You can even have on the free one, you can do as many as you want. And when did I...
Work on that tonight.
Yeah.
I can have it done if you'd like for tomorrow.
Okay, yeah, let's do it tomorrow and let's go over it tomorrow. What do I have tomorrow?
It may be a little easier on Wednesday.
Okay, so let's do Wednesday. Yeah. Wednesday. I was just gonna say the same thing. Tuesday doesn't work for me this week. Let me just see what my...
Oh, thank you. I have a lot of stuff this week.
Yeah.
in class.
Yeah. But at least you can kind of show, what you can do is you can post your URL, put it as the project,
Yeah.
right? You can post, that's not going to take much. You have that already.
Yeah, I mean, I have also last year's submissions.
Right, and what did we do for last year? I don't even remember what we did last semester. Maybe we have something from last semester. I'm sure we have something from last semester.
Yeah,
What?
I think I can use what Dylan made and just change a little bit.
Yeah, and change it. Right.
Yeah.
And then you can put it into ChatGPT or something to have it expand. You know what I mean?
Sure.
I have this and
Wednesday I can do between 11 to 1:30.
let me see what
Anywhere
Wednesday
there.
looks like to me. Well, I can't believe it's the 23rd already.
Actually, Wednesday it's 11 to 2.
23. 11 to 2?
Yeah, anywhere within that.
Let's do, how
Otherwise,
about
I have class the whole time.
how about noon?
Noon's perfect.
Noon's perfect for me too. So noon's perfect. Let me put a note. I'll send. You know what? What was our we can even change the last time we met, right? I can just put it. Okay. Noon. I'll send you a link when I get online. I'll send you a link.
Awesome.
Okay. So we'll do noon. You put it in your calendar. I'll put it in mine, and we're ready to go. Okay. I think
I'll
it.
get that done. I'll probably finish it.
Yeah, but even the beginning didn't even start. But I don't know how were the students. For those that I met, they were really excited about it. I always tell them, "What do you want to do? What is your major? What do you want to do?" And a lot of them, real estate, this, you know what I mean, marketing, whatever. So
Yeah,
they were
everyone
excited.
They were excited about the project.
Yeah,
They were happy there's no more assignments.
What?
They were happy no more assignments.
Yeah, but I'm just saying. But this is the assignment that should be good, and then they can take it with them, and
Yeah.
it's a useful assignment. You know what I mean? That they can take with them. Okay, so great.
I'm excited with the new partnership and everything to see how these come out.
Yeah, let's see how they come out. I'll send you two also that remind me on Wednesday, because Thursday I have that Wix, so I'll send out to you the URL for you can register it. And to see, we'll see what they're gonna do. I was a little bit disappointed to hear what they were doing, but but it's a start. I told them they have to do more AI and things like that. So, anyways,
Yeah.
But at least if you want to, but it's up to you. If you have other things to do, I'll record it. You know what I mean? If you have other things to do, you don't have.
I could join that.
No, but I'm just letting you know that it's.
This might be the busiest week.
I know, but that's why I'd rather Daniel, I'd rather you concentrate in doing our thing, spending that hour, either on something of what it's for us or or for your classes than this. I tell you if I thought it was really, important. You know what I mean? I don't want to wait. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
So it's nothing.
How did the exams go? Were they better? Did you say than last year?
There was I'd say bimodal.
Okay.
But I'm curving, you know what I mean? If I took a, you know what I mean? There's a group of people that really know what's going on, and there's.
I saw Aaron and Clark both did great.
Yeah.
They both had top scores.
Yeah.
Very good.
Clark even did better than Aaron. I was surprised. Aaron didn't do.
Oh, wow.
Yeah, so Clark did even better than, Aaron. So, but I just wanted to do both classes and have them decide.
Yeah, of course.
Okay. All right. So we'll and you know that everything is. I don't have to tell you everything. I'm late for my class, but everything is personal, right? You don't share any of this with anyone.
Of course.
I didn't have to tell you that, but I know. Okay. Ciao.
Yeah, just with you. All right.
Yeah. Bye.
Bye.
Okay. Okay, folks, welcome back. Seems like it's been so long. All right. So we have everybody's camera, everybody's ready, raring to grow. Perfect. So I'm going to start recording to the cloud, live on YouTube. Go to my It Is Training account, do the Zoom to YouTube, preparing to live stream the meeting. And setting up the meeting for YouTube Live. Perfect. Perfect, perfect. You know what perfect is? Perfect is perfect. Okay, content is ready to go. Okay, so first things first, who would like to man the chat for class participation? Do I have any volunteers?
I can do it.
Who just said that? Oh, Alex. Okay, Alex. Who? Anybody else want to join Alex for any questions for joining the chat? It's usually not that many questions in chat. Anyone else?
I can do it too.
Okay, perfect. So Amelia, thank you. Amelie, thank you. All right, so let's begin. We have a lot of things going on. At the end of the session, I'll be available online, so any personal issues, anything that you need to go over with me, please stay with me after class, and we will go over it. Otherwise, we have a full class today, and what I want to tell you is this is the most fun part of the class. I love it. We end up doing projects that are real, and you guys can really get skills and make it your own businesses and take it from there. And once you exit your company and you get your millions, all I ask is you name your yacht after me. Okay, other than that, I don't want any fiduciary interest, though later on I may have. We'll see what our projects are like. I've had in the past where I have some good relations with investors, and one group, they invest in the very early beginnings. So they came in one time and they were interested in a couple of the groups. So maybe I'll have them come back. As a matter of fact, he used to be, how do I know? He used to be the CEO and president and CFO of automated trading system here in South Florida called TradeStation. Some of you may have heard of them. So he used to be there, and after he finished there, he went out and he's an investor for companies, so that'll be great. Okay, so let's talk about a couple of things, get some housekeeping out of the way, and then we can continue. Number one, your exams. I looked at your exams, and you will get it back on Wednesday. There's the two parts, and for you, some of you that were nervous, there is going to be a curve there. So most of you really don't need to be concerned. Some of you did really well, and others a little bit, on those open-ended, a little bit fuzzy, I could tell. Kind of trying to stretch it a little bit. I'm saying I'm a little bit vague. Maybe if I put some words together, a little word salad, it'll work out. But otherwise, we did okay, and we finished with that. And we're going to go on to, which counts more than even the exams, is the project, and it's also quite useful. I trust me, nobody's ever going to ask you, what grade did you get on the first exam? What they will say is, what can you do for me, right? And what can you do for yourselves? Okay, that's number one. So let me share my screen, and we'll do some housekeeping, and I'll tell you what's going to happen and what's going on. Okay, so we see ourselves here. We all look good, professional, and we're ready to go. So let me just see here, what do I have here? Let me open this up. I'm in J. This is perfect. And let me go to course syllabus. We really do not have a lot of time. So remember the course syllabus we saw in the first weeks of class, and it looks so far away. Well, this is the case. We had our exam had to be postponed, right? From October 7th, it had to be postponed. So now, our second exam, everybody put in your notes. Isabel, how are you doing? Okay? Isabel, put in your notes, and everyone else. Our second exam is in person, same format, on November 18th. Basically, in a month. So in that month, it will be the same format as the first exam. What does that mean? Multiple choice. Number 1, open-ended. I will give you a review sheet just like I did in the first exam, and what is going to be terms that you need to do from the chapters, and most of it will be from new chapters that we have, and then it will be open-ended questions on our assignments and on our new topics that you will see. The open-ended questions will not be a surprise. Okay? If there's any issues on that date, what I suggest to do is make any arrangements that are different, and if there's something else, you can see me after class. But everybody note that this is November 18th. Make sure you do it. And guess what? November 25th, that whole week is Thanksgiving week. You're not in on campus, but they have had everybody that's on the Monday class are having it online. We don't have a problem with that. We're online anyways. But November 25th is online. And notice Thanksgiving, there's that Wednesday we're not going to have class. But guess what? Right after Thanksgiving is December 2nd. And that is the last day of our class, and that is when your project will be presented to the class. How will you present to the class? Guess what? Online. There'll be a number of groups. You'll be presenting as a group, and you'll give me an overview of your project. Many times, since every week we will be going from now to the end, we will be going over your projects. I will have a good sense of your project. I will probably, for that problem, focus in on areas that you have issues with, because I want to give you feedback. I don't like it when when I was a student, when I turned in a project and the professor said, well, you're missing this, or I wish you would have emphasized that more, and I would have said, hey, the grade is in, I wish I would have known beforehand. So I give you a choice saying, this is an A project, I don't think anything you need to be adding more. Usually I'll have things that you need to add. You decide what you need to add. Once you decide what you need to add, then you will put it together as your group, and formally, guess what you will do? A Zoom recording of the entire project as if you were presenting it to investors. No one knew about your project, and you will record it, guess what, to the cloud. Guess what? Amelie, what? No password, right? That everybody can see it. If there's slides that go along with it, you're presenting it with slides as well. You're presenting any other materials, and that will be due the week of your final exams. We will not have an exam during that final exam week. What I'd like to do is say, why bother? I want you to perfect your project, because the project is something you can do away with. Okay? Any questions on that? Anything from the chat that I need to know about that? So that we will cover that today. Okay, that's number 1. Number 2, if I look at what's due, I see that there's a couple things that are due. One is the final project proposal. I will go over that to you today, and I would like today that we finish this up. It's the final project proposal. We'll do breakout rooms today, and we will make sure that we have that done. You have the Tech Guide 3, which is cloud computing. that we've talked about anyways before. Straight up, you'll have the adaptive assignment in Tech 3 and the Wiley quizzes. And guess what? I want you to do these additional readings. One, this is a mistake. A mistake. Good that I reread this. But anyways, let me just do this. Where are my web links? Okay, let me just take edit on. Go to your web links. Everybody go to your web links. And it's this one. You see this one where it says what is cloud computing? Let me go into it. You see this and what is cloud computing? So this is what is cloud computing. I'll need to change that in here. And under what is cloud computing, you see benefits, cloud deployments, uses. And if I go to my area, which I was just in, let me just close this. Let me close this. Right. I can close this. This is my J. Let me just go back to courses. And I'm going to go to J. And if I look at the web links, let me look at what's due. I need to change this. So my edit is on. What is due? I'm going to edit here. And what I want right here. And then let me just take this off. Right. So one is from Azure, Microsoft, and the other one is from Amazon. And if I submit, I click submit and I go to my web links. You can even see those questions. I can even just give you those questions here. Where is the generative AI? Cloud computing questions like this. What is cloud computing? What are the benefits? What are the types of cloud computing? Explain public cloud computing, private cloud computing, hybrid. What are the types of services, and what are the uses of cloud computing? So if I looked at these could possibly be questions for the open-ended questions. They'll probably be on AI as well, but we can look at that. So that is under the what's due section for assignments. Okay. Amelie, are there any questions on that?
Nope, all good.
Okay, so we got that part. The second part, what we need to do then is the assignment instructions. The assignment instructions is this part, which is the final project team formation of topic selection. And what I want us to do is all of us be consultants in an area that we have interest in. So if you're finance and real estate, it may be on real estate and investors, or it may be real estate and brokers or real estates and buyers. If you're wealth management, it may be the wealth managers. What type of Gen AI tools can they use? What we'll be doing, if I look at this section, basically on this final project, this is part 1, is I need to approve your project. This will be short and quick, but you're going to have your team, and most likely I want you to do teams that you've done before, but we're going to be doing it called final project groups. So that way we will focus in only the final project groups. It will be the same style where you'll have a folder with the names of everybody, and within that you will have your proposals checked. I want 2 proposals. I want you to choose a company theme. A lot of times it's been like student hiring, student internships, mental health for university students, mental health for freshmen, stress management. It could be, in this case, wealth management. Show how wealth managers can use Gen AI tools. You can look at a number of Excel, number of tools they can use. General business consulting, teaching general productivity tools, automation, chatbots, marketing, how to use, there's a lot of marketing software Gen AI apps for it. Small businesses, how they can be more efficient. Job seeking for students. It could also be even for later on for headhunters, right? Mental health, and I would focus in on the university. Tutoring, how to help students learn more efficiently with the aid of Gen AI. Chatbots, creation, healthcare. You can choose. It's acceptable for teams to be on the same topic. So if a couple people, since we have so many finance majors, to do wealth management, real estate, mental health, you decide. In the beginning, I want you to identify at least 3 AI tools and create the proposals. So if I go to, this is my J, let me see where my other one is. If you go to your audit area, everybody go to the audit area, J audit area, you'll see under final project groups, right now it's only one group. So it's group 0. Your group should have the same style. So Amelie, your group, what are you, 0A, or what were you for there? Go ahead and put yours in already for group whatever your name, just like how we did before, and your phone number, and within it you'll have your proposal. If I look at the proposal, then your proposals will be two parts. You'll do proposal 1 and proposal 2. What I'd like you to do is, once you figure it out, have proposal 1 be your favorite one, proposal 2 be my second best. I will approve it. It's kind of like a match, me and you making an agreement, what I think is going to be pertinent. You will portray yourselves. You're not going to pretend to be anyone else. You're not going to pretend to be 20 years in business. You're going to be, but this is going to be a real business, of a consulting business, and it will not be a BTE 210 class project, but rather it will be great. So this is what I need to do before class on Wednesdays to approve it. This was one that you can see. You can see there's very little that I want you to fill out now. Later on you will do more. Now, as I mentioned before, I have a wonderful opportunity to have an academic partnership with a number of tech companies. One of the tech companies I have an academic partnership personally with is Wix. Wix.com. And Wix, some of you may be familiar with, is started off with as a website creation, that you can create websites for free. The only problem is you're advertising Wix. You get all the advertising on your website from Wix. You have that. Where they say start for free, no credit card required. I want you to start that way, because then you can practice. But my academic partnership, and let me show you pricing here, I have worked it out with Wix that we get the business. We will be able to upgrade our websites to the business plan, this recommended. We will be able to have up to 10 collaborators, but there's not going to be 10 collaborators, right? It'll just be your group. 100 gigabyte of storage space. You'll be able to have their standard marketing suite. And this is what I really like. A free domain for 1 year free. One of the things that I'll tell you is make sure that you set it up that you don't get the renewal, But in this case, you have that domain name free. You get their site analytics. You can accept payments for consulting right now in the beginning. Once we're going to be doing for our class is probably in the beginning is we'll give everything away as our service for them to get to know you, what you have. And then later on, once they have trust, because that's the thing, especially virtually, right, is what? I have to have trust in somebody. I don't know you from the hole in the wall. And especially when I see students, I say, what can students help me? But really, students can do enormous amount, especially in this area where business people, this is completely new to them, that you will be able to accept payments and have standard e-commerce. But this is going to be the key for me. Later on, you'll be able to do this Wix, start for free, and then you can upgrade. Wix also has built-in AI already there that will help you write some things. We'll be also doing site analytics of doing SEO. So this is where we're going from this proposal. Then what we will be doing, we will go to planning a website, having social media. You guys will set up social media accounts, of course. You can decide which ones, if you want TikTok, if you want Instagram, but it'll be a full site of advertising. And this is interesting. And you can put this in the chat and let me know. Anybody has heard, Andres, have you heard of Google Notebook, LM? Anders.
No.
Look at this. I was floored by this. This is Google Notebook, LM. And what this does, I even have a overview on it. This is amazing. This came out a month ago, and that's why this is so exciting. What was a week? Basically, some of you, can do tutoring. This is a product from Google that originally was LM. You can see a AI-powered research assistant that lets people in your organization interact with trusted sources. You give the trusted sources, and it does basically summarization, right? But what this does now, you guys can look it up, now lets you listen to a conversation about your sources. So what you can do, and this is what, and put this in your notes, Amelie, this is going to be interesting for every group to do, is use this notebook LM once your website is finished, and maybe other things are finished, you insert that, and it creates a podcast, auto-generated, of whatever you put in there. And not only this freaked me out. You can see how excited I am. It generates two podcasters that speak to each other, a male and a female, and they'll take whatever you do, try it out. Andres, you can even try it on your website that you created again. It will then create a podcast, and they'll do jokes, they'll do banter. In a way, it's kind of frightening, but in a way, it is so cool. So basically, what you do is you go to Notebook LM, you create a new notebook, you give it at least one source, and in your notebook guide, click on Generate button to create an audio overview. It takes a few minutes. It scans. You can give it a YouTube. So let's say you did your YouTube videos. It will take your YouTube videos, read the transcript, and create auto overview. So you see here the notebook, you see this where it just says, in this case it just says click on it, it will give you automatically, it will give you a table of contents. So even if you wanted to study, those of you that are even thinking about like doing a tutoring thing, you put in you can even put a whole book, you can put in PDFs from a course, you can put in, if you do notice here, you can do doc slides or whatever, you can do a study guide, frequently asked questions, a briefing guide, but this did not excite me as much, the summary, the notebook guide, as the audio overview. So in this audio overview, this was the latest on the keyword blog post. They put that in to the notepad. So what I could even do this at this point, I could even go to Google Notebook LM, right in here. Anybody can try it. All you need is a Gmail account. I'm not sure, you guys all have Gmail accounts from the university, but it's like an enterprise version. I'm not sure it works on this. But for my assignment, once we finish our project, what I want is every group to get a podcast that they create, and it gives you a link and you can put it in your website. Awesome. So if I go, and it's built under Gemini 1.5, and how fast it was, they just added the audio last month. And this is all an experimental, but what do I love? It's free right now. So everybody else is going to do it. Gemini kind of said, Google said, hey, we've done YouTube, we've done everything. Here we got DeepMind, we got all the brains, and why is, ChatGPT ahead of us? So they're trying some interesting things here. So if you just say try, you can see, you can just do a new notebook. You give it a title, but see, you can get Google Docs. You just can upload there. You can do Google Slides. I tried it. You can even do it, with the chapter, and you can even put with the chapter. You can get a podcast, a website, and in this case, once you get your website, your domain name, you can put it in. Once, let's say you do a part of your project, you also even can stream a lot of your things to your YouTube channel. You can put your YouTube channel in. You can support PDFs, text, markdown audio. You can copy some text and put it in. And notice your limit is 50 sources. Gee, isn't that amazing? And then you would just set that up. It's unreal. I was just floored away by it. So you can just see it. Listen to this. This is what this, and they're the same voices, male and female. And you can't think this is computer generated. This is Gen AI.
You ever get that feeling like you're just drowning in information, articles, PDFs, websites, all promising to unlock the secrets of the universe?
Or at least help you finally finish that research project you've been putting off.
Exactly. It's like trying to drink from a fire hose,
Look how she's laughing.
But who has the time to actually go through all of it? Wouldn't it be amazing if there was some kind of AI that could do the reading for you? And then just
and she goes,
Well, what if I told you that's exactly what we're diving into today?
Wait, Seriously.
Yeah, it's called Notebook LM, and it's Google's latest AI assistant. And get this, it just got a major upgrade, and it's available worldwide now. We're talking potential game changer here.
Okay, you've got my attention.
Really?
So we're basing this deep dive on a recent article from Google's keyword blog.
Catchy title, by the way.
Right.
Notebook LM goes global with slide support and better ways to fact check.
Definitely snagged my attention. But let's...
Unbelievable. So basically, it takes a couple of minutes. You upload it, you get a couple of minutes, and it will generate for you an audio. It will give you a shareable link, and then you can share with everyone. And what I think would be great for required for every group is to put that on your website of a podcast. And then right now it's only in English, but their ideas is to do what? Basically to be able to use multiple languages. I see it, if you even search it on YouTube, there are people already that have taken it and tried to put avatars to it, try to do transcripts where it looks like they're speaking. I can see it as I have these two avatar podcasters and I'm in the middle. So I could be discussing it with them. I mean, it's unbelievable. It gives you the transcript already. You can take that transcript and do other things with it for SEO and others. All you have to do is put in a URL or put in a PDF, click generate, and it generates a podcast. And to me, it was amazing that podcast was sounding so real. Unbelievable. So that is one thing that I want you to do. So you'll be doing that as well. So if you go back to this, that final project this is what I want for Wednesday. That everybody before class, and then I'm going to sign off. What do I want for the project? What is going to be most important for me for the project is that it's something that you are interested in. So think about it, is what among those if you're a finance major, some of the students are interested in like wealth management, if you're thinking about hiring, but it'd be something that you're doing. Your website will be having your team on it. I'll show you examples of what your website should be looking at, but your team, you'll be showing your team as what your position is on your project, but you won't be pretending to be, 20 years experience. It will be you. And that will be your project. And what I like about it is you're going to take away, you're going to be able to know in detail some of these apps well. And you'll present it. You'll present it in a tutorial format. Remember how we were doing all the recordings? There was a reason why we did all those recordings ahead of time. You can maybe even do a little YouTube stream. You can decide what you want. Later on, we're going to have Wix come in and do it. I'm also invited a company called Fastbot that they do personalized chat bots. Basically, I discussed with them and they agreed to give us their premium version as well. So they're a British company. They're going to be coming in a couple of weeks, allowing us to use their bots. I met another company that he's into doing like a real estate chatbot as well. So I think this is just fantastic. So questions? Ricardo, you have any questions? So what I want to do, I think we should stay in our same group. If there's any issues, that's something else. But what I want to do now is I want to do breakouts. In the breakout room, this is what you're required to do. Make yourself a folder in the final projects in the audit, right under group 0. Look at the proposals and already start and create the proposals. The proposal, and then you can edit it, but say, hey, what's going to be proposal 1, proposal 2, This way we'll have it almost done tonight, and then you can do some editing, and before class on Wednesday this will be all uploaded. I will approve it, and then we go on to the second step, because we don't have a lot of time. Every week we will have like overviews where we will check what everybody's doing. So by the time that last session is, when you do your presentation, what usually I do, since I have limited time with you, I'll concentrate on show me what you've done new, or this wasn't done right, or, you should expand more your social media or something like that I'll tell you to do. I'll give you kind of tips and tricks, but you should have it almost at the end when you're presenting. Your project will be done. It's never fully done, right? It's always on a way, but we're fully done in which we can do it, and then later on you will do it. So what I want to do now is how many, Amelie, how many groups do I have? In the audit area. Everybody go to the audit area that you have. How many groups?
9.
9. I have 9 groups.
Plus group 0A.
Okay, so 9 groups. I'm going to do 9 groups, and if my 0A can also go through my breakout rooms with you, I'm going to let you choose your room. I will go through one room, and my teaching assistants in training will also be there with you. They've done like the beginnings of them. They can gear you through it. We'll do it for about 15 minutes, 20 minutes. Then I'll call you back. We'll take attendance, and I'll answer any questions that you have. But this is the exciting part. Okay? So I'm going to create the 9 groups, let you choose your rooms. Open all your rooms. I've opened it. And you basically pick your groups like you have. You have the numbers of your group. Go into your groups and decide then. The first thing is make your folder. And go into your folder and make your subfolder. Right? And then look at group 0 for your direction. Use that same format, that same template. And discuss what area do you want to be proficient in, that you really want to be a way in which you can say, hey, I really know this inside and out, and I can give consulting services to. And that's the key. So, Andres, what do you think about that notebook, LM?
Something I thought was kind of crazy was how it emphasized different words. It was saying like exactly for.
Right, it has its phrase, and then it has this little banter. And you know that others will pick up on it, and it'll be improved. It's an experiment. But what I thought was amazing, and some of it gets wrong. I've given a lot of things that I've done, like some of my patent kind of work and things, and it's interesting how it gets it wrong, but they say, let's do a deep dive. It has patterns. Once you hear a couple of them, it's the same, but it's amazing on how it almost teaches you how to do those podcasts. Why do people like the podcast? It doesn't sound like a computer narrator. You know how boring that a narrator would do.
Like actual people.
It sounds like actual people, and it does summary. The whole notebook is interesting. I know of people that use it, for summarization, to create table of contents. They're using it like study guides and other things. You can put in complicated, and then you can direct it too. You can direct also the podcast. It'd be interesting to play around with it. You almost can use it as one of your apps to play around with it and see how you can direct it. I haven't played around with it in directing it, but can you say, I only want 5 minutes? I want 3 minutes. I want you to emphasize. I know you can do that. I want you to emphasize more this area. I want you, so you can kind of monitor it, and then you can think, how could I possibly use that? But I could see, for an overall, you get almost professional voices, you know. You can see they almost sound like, broadcast quality types of voices there that they, I would have never seen, almost like that. What is fake, what is real? They sound real. And even the woman, I think, more so giggles more, a little bit laughs a little bit more, And he says, "Oh yeah," puts a little ums in there. Okay.
Yeah, I know some law students who were posting about it on Instagram and everything, and they were talking about how it's like changing the game for them.
Yeah. So okay. So why are you not going into groups? Let's put these people into groups. So what's going on, Emily? Where are you? Why are you not joined?
I'm not supposed to be in group 7. Oh, okay. Wait. But I didn't see a breakout room.
They're breakout rooms. There's 7. There's a couple of people in 7.
I just didn't see. Usually it pops up to...
Okay, but go. Okay, can you get in? And what about you? You got in? Okay, Bianca, have you gotten in?
No, I can't find the breakout room either.
Okay, so I'll put you into it. What group do you need?
Is it the same groups as always?
Yeah, it should be.
I'm in group 2 then.
I'll put you in group 2, and if you need to switch, you can switch. Okay. And then Alexander. Ali, where do you need to join?
Group 1. I'm having the same issue. I can't see it.
Okay, let me assign you. Group 1. Okay. Okay. So Amelie went to group 1. Do you want to go to group, why don't you do this? You want to go to the end, Anders? Can you get in?
9.
Yeah, group 9, and I'll do group 5, and then we can kind of give them the idea of asking them, Andres, what are they really interested in, like what is their major and so forth, and get them to kind of pick out.
Yeah, exactly.
And get them to do it already. You know how all the students are like procrastinating, oh, we'll meet on Thursday, it's due on Wednesday, you know what I mean? It's not a lot. If they can do it, they almost can finish like a first draft or second draft ready today. So just work with them. Okay, so go to 9-8, and then Amelie is going downwards. Okay, perfect.
Perfect.
Okay. I'll start with 5. Jason, what happened?
I seem to be the only one here.
I know. And who is in your group? You may want to change groups. You don't want to be by yourself, right?
Yeah. I think we're all in the same group. I just don't think they're here. Like Isabel is in my group, Ellie's in my group.
And they're not here?
Yeah, they're just not here right now.
Okay, you want to remain here? So we got to figure out what is your major?
I'm finance.
So what do you want to do? What do you think would be neat for you?
That I could research.
Research and actually know what apps. You know what I mean? Like you want to do wealth management? What kind of?
It would have to be public stuff, right?
What do you mean public?
Like investing stuff, like publicly traded,
or no? It can be anything. It can be on a portfolio. But what kind of apps, for instance, could wealth managers use? Or on the side of investors? Which one do you want to have a consulting business for? Basically, it's going to be Gen AI apps to help either, let's say, wealth management, either help investors, help brokers, help wealth managers.
Yeah.
So which one?
Could you do something with private equity? Would that be
Yeah, private equity. So private equity managers for private equity, what kind of apps could they use to help their businesses?
I don't even know because I don't trade private stuff. So
no, but so you wouldn't do there may be chat bots. There may be different chat bots that you could use. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
So that's why if you didn't know, that may be harder. Do you really know what private equity people do?
Yeah, no, know like the gist of it, but maybe not like enough to teach someone.
Yeah, right, teach something that they could do. So maybe even investors. You know what it would be to invest, right, Jason? You have more of an idea. So maybe what investors could use, or what wealth managers could use. How maybe they could help in terms of helping their email, helping get in contact with their customers. Maybe like wealth managers. And they're going to be using Gen AI tools to help them get closer to the customer, to give advice to their customers.
Yeah, so find someone with like Gen AI
to help them with their customers, even how to help them with their emails, how to help them with even Excel, using.
I got it.
Do you understand? And then you would research, and then you could show examples on how these Gen AI, you could show them examples. And who else is here? Are there any other finance majors?
I'm not exactly sure what all their majors.
Yeah, and then it could be how wealth managers could use marketing tools. You know, there's a lot of marketing. They market to get customers.
Yeah.
And how to create content. They want to do social media, right? If you're going to be a wealth manager, how's anybody going to find Jason, Prince?
Yeah. Exactly.
And you can have it. So let's do that and start writing it up and text them and tell them that you have to have it.
Yeah, exactly. I do.
Right, that they can't slack that. Every week you're going to have to present what you've done, and you're going to be graded on it. You know what I mean? So that's it. So by the end on that last day of class, you're finished with your project. You're not going to have to say, "Oh, where is everybody?" like you're on the part. But you have to get. But Jason, you have to get everybody up and running there. You know, you may want it tonight. You may want to even set up a group there and say, "Hey, we got to meet tonight." Even if it's at 10 o'clock or 11, you know what I mean? You have to you have everybody, you know what I mean? We can't, it was an embarrassment. We were the only group that only had one person.
Yeah, that's true.
You know what I mean? But besides that, but now you understand what it is. So I would start with you for wealth managers. How can you help them succeed better? So it doesn't even have to be on the wealth management, on their software side or the equity software, but how can they be more effective? How can they market themselves using Gen AI? How can they help their emails? How can they, keep contacts? How can they use maybe generation of pictures using certain chatbots? You can have a website, Jason Prince, Wealth Manager, and then if Jason isn't here, you can talk to my chatbot.
Yeah. Okay. I got it.
You got it? And when the chatbot doesn't know, right, you could even train the chatbot on a few questions, or the chatbot about Jason, right? About what do I need to do? Should I get an IRA, or what are the certain questions that I have? You could train it. And you can show them how to train it a bit. And when they don't know, have the chatbot say, "Hold on, I'll get back to you. Let me go directly to Jason. Let him be online." Or you could even listen online. You don't have to. Every question that they have, you don't have to respond. Things like that. Think about it like you're a wealth manager and you need to get clients. You have to get closer to your clients. How could you do it? And let's say you were even in the beginning. How could you get it? You want to do social media? How can you set up a blog, right? How can you set up using ChatGPT? Even doing something like that notebook LM that I just showed you.
Yeah, exactly.
Doing like you have a little podcast. You're doing a podcast, but you have them do a podcast every time. You feed them information each time on wealth management. That'd be interesting to do. Do notebook LM. Make yourself a Google account, then find some articles about Wealth Manager, put it in, and every week they'd have another podcast on another topic of wealth management.
Yeah, that's crazy.
Isn't it? But you feed in what you want it to do every week. Or every day.
Yeah, because you don't really want.
Twice a day.
Yeah, whatever you want.
I think that'd be great. Even start with that notebook LM. But start using that. Try it with a Google account. Even tonight, put in a text of something about, search Google on even YouTube. Search on a YouTube. They'll even describe that, or a couple of them. Play around, ask them.
Yeah, I'll check it out.
Yeah. Okay. All right. Great. I'm going to leave you, and then get with your group, and then come back, so you can take attendance. Okay. And work on it, and even tell them. Maybe they can come in. They were maybe just too lazy to come today. You know what I mean?
Yeah, exactly.
Text them now and say, hey, you can come into the class, and I'm in group whatever in the breakout rooms.
Okay.
Okay. Got it.
Right.
I'm going to go to another group. Okay.
Okay. Thank you, Dr. Rush.
You're welcome.
Thank you.
So what did you guys do? What did you choose?
We haven't chosen yet because we have a question.
Yeah.
So we only have us two in the group, and I know on the assignment it says groups of 4 to 5.
No, it's fine. Start with 2.
Okay. I just wanted to make sure it wasn't going to be like...
Start with 2, and I bet you on Wednesday there'll be people coming around saying, oh, I didn't know there's a group. Start with you guys. A lot of times, you know what, Alex? It's a lot easier working with 2 people than 4.
No, I agree.
You know what I mean? I personally would rather do 2. So if you end up doing 2, that's fine. But later on, you can bring somebody along. So we got that out of the way. So we're doing 2. Make yourself a folder.
Yeah, we have the folder.
Okay. And so what do you think to do? What area first?
I personally like using AI to find like good real estate investments or real estate clicks.
Okay. That's one. And then you know what you could do, even using AI to help you with it, and then on the investor side or the broker side or the real estate agent side.
The investors.
Okay, so then think about tools not only to find you better real estate, but also maybe tools to help investors.
And then we gotta pick a backup too, right?
What?
A backup too, right?
A backup, I like this, but a backup could be even in a different side of of the real estate. If you both like real estate, a different side of it. But I'll approve it. You know what I mean? So pick what you really like, and it may be like another side of it. Of real estate, it seems, and that's really big here in Miami too. And I'm going to have some real estate folks come in too, since there seems to be like a interest in it. But I think that'll be interesting, and it can be even using Excel for Copilot in Excel, maybe of investing some of the things that you can try out Copilot with Excel. You decide. You can even do what's interesting is you can even put in some sources how you can do that, and use that Google Notebook LM. Put in a number of sources and see what podcasts they come out with, and you can even steer it. This is amazing, that notebook. I was floored by it, that it sounded like real people. You could even be, as a real estate investor, you could give every week or every day, listen to the new podcast, and then you could put in go through the internet, find some sources that you really like, and have it, and you say, hey, talk about it for 5 minutes, and then you could have it focus on the investor. You almost can give it questions where you can focus in. So every day, and then later on, they're going to have the Google Notebook, Ricardo, where it'll have it in Espanol. You know what I mean? That you can have 2 versions you click. I mean, it's amazing. And it almost sounds like real voices, and how they had that banter and the laughter, and but you could use it. That's what I'm saying. Some ways it's creepy, but think about how you could actually use it. And your idea is giving advice to investors on what tools they can use to help you. And part of it could be with the notebook. You could give them even every week. You could give them, or even every day. What would it take to put in a couple of resources? You can put up to 50 resources, and they can come up with a podcast. And you can ask them questions. You can do like a chat GPT and hone in and make better questions. This is exciting. Nobody's going to ask you, Ricardo, what silly grade you got on the test. Even if you got 100, who cares? But this you could take with you,
Yeah.
And you can really get into it. And so once you do that, then the next step is once you have with the real estate, then think about what tools could you possibly use and how could you use them. And then you show people how you could actually use them, and you're like consultants of those. If you're in real estate investors, what kind of tools could you actually, we'll show you. Here's a beginning of our tools. If you want one-on-one or a group, we can do, in the beginning we'll do it free, and then we can do consultations or whatever. You decide.
Yeah, I've seen a lot of AIs are actually integrating with websites and also applications. So I thought maybe like if you integrate or some sort of connected between like a Zillow or real estate website, you could automatically like download.
Yeah, no, for sure. And then you can do remote. You can do automation that all the time. It's going to a site and downloading for you. You don't need to do the downloads. It's almost like what we talked about with Ninja Trader. I don't know, we're not going to go through 100 of them. But then with the AI, it can start, you just kind of mimic what you want. It's like agents, they call it. Automated agents that can go down and download every morning, download, for me some data that I can analyze. And then you could even put it into a spreadsheet and come up with what are the top based on certain criteria. It's open completely to you, but I want you to get in there and understand it so it's real.
So for Wednesday, we just need the proposal and
proposals, and I would do more for Wednesday. Even do the proposal. I'll approve your real estate one, but then start exploring what's available. Like that's the whole idea. What the two of you figure it out, and then by on Wednesday, if somebody shows up and they want to join you, you know what I mean, they can join you. And there's plenty to give out. Once you got the ideas, they can join. What the beauty is, you guys decide, and then they can join and be your helpers. You know what I mean? Rather than you having to go, you say, hey, go investigate this, So what do you think, Alex?
I think it'll be fun.
Yeah.
Fun.
Yeah, know what I mean? This is fun. This is the whole idea that we can, and then you can go as far deep as you want. You know what I mean? I'm giving you the minimums, but this could really be a company. How many people can even keep track of this? Here I'm the professor, the full professor, and I can't keep track of it. This is my area, right? There's no way. I got just, that Notebook LM. I just, I had heard about it, but just tried it out this weekend, And I was wanting to do, I kept on delaying because I have so many other things to do. So that's the idea, that we can help each other. And that no one here is not, everybody needs help. Everybody needs consulting help for this stuff. And what's now available isn't going to be available, you know what I mean? Just think about it. In another month, there'll be other stuff out there. And you have that domain name for a year, so think about it. You could, basically, you can do so many things. And then you could even have guest speakers come in. You could do like Zoom meetings and say, hey, let me get the guys that are developing the AI, let me get what investors really want to do. Okay? Amelie, what's up?
Nothing. I went through the other group, so...
And how are they doing? Do I need to go to a group?
I would go to some of the earlier groups.
Which one?
Like group 1 I would check out.
Okay, I'll check out group 1.
And then...
What else?
Group 3, none of them were there. And so Louisa
asked if she could just join group 4.
And did she?
Yes.
Okay. All right. So that's what I'm saying. These guys are just 2. And sometimes it's easier. Okay,
cool.
so I'll just do group 1, right?
Yep.
I'll do group 1, and then we'll see where we go from here. And then you can give them some ideas as well. Okay. And then you can check on the other ones too. And like in another 5 minutes, we'll do.
Okay.
So Jason, you're just staying here for. Jason, you're just staying here for a while.
I don't think they're coming back, so I'm just gonna wait.
Yeah. Just wait to the thing, and I'm just gonna go to group 1 to see how they're doing. Okay. So you're. Okay. So Andres, what's up?
Nothing really.
Well, what group do I need to go to look? I'm gonna go to group 1, just to see what they're doing. Is there another group that I need to look at?
Yeah, I think it was group 9. I think he's alone. I don't think he has like any group members, or I think they're like 2 or something.
Okay, well, I was with 1 that it was okay. They can be with 2, that's fine. And Jason is by himself. Why don't you talk to Jason right now and give him an idea what he can do? Jason's here.
Sure.
Okay, let me try group 1 and then we'll come back, okay? So how can I help you guys? What do we got so far? Logan is here?
I'm here.
Okay, I just don't see your head. Okay.
We have both our proposal ideas, and 2 of us are working on the first one, and the other 2
Okay,
are
what are they?
The first one is a small business.
Okay, what do you want to focus there on?
What was the name of it again? Our consulting company was Cognify Consulting, is what we called it, and then they would empower small businesses to harness the full potential of AI. And then we found some AI tools.
Like what?
There was one that Allie found. What was it called? Copy AI, which helps to create marketing copies, blog posts, and product descriptions, and social media content quickly and effectively.
Okay, so one of the things here, remind me to tell the group, when you're looking for these AI apps, you want to make sure that they have a free one or a free trial for 30 days or something like that. Because you're going to have to know it inside out. So you're just not going to tell somebody, oh, try out Copy AI. And put in your credit card, and it's, $15.99 a month. So you make sure when you're looking at these, I'm not familiar with these, make sure that at least they have a free version. So you can try it out, because you're going to be actually showing it. Just like how, Allie, like you were showing your screencasting program, how it works. You want to be showing how any of these AIs. And this will be the beginning, and then later on you can find other ones. Okay, and what's the second proposal?
It's basically like a company that helps students study.
Okay. All right. What do you like better? That's a great one, so you could even use something. There's so many study guides there that you can use, you know what I mean? From ChatGPT to Gemini to even this notebook LM that I just showed you. There's so many summary kind of things there. And it's going to be like a tutoring. It's going to be, it's going to be for what? In certain areas you want to do it, all students, university students, you have to set.
Yeah, I think we were just doing universities and then to help them study.
Okay, so you got to give examples, you know what I mean? So you give examples and you have to show. So maybe what you'll do is some of the harder classes that you think that's important to that you would need study guides for, and show examples of how they work. So decide. So among the two, you have to decide what's number one and number two. What do you think? What do you guys like?
I don't know. I guess we haven't thought about that yet, but I kind of like number two.
I do too. I like two. I like two better because you can relate.
Yeah, that's what I was going to say.
It can be yours, and it's like university students helping other university students. We know what it is. It's useful. I like that much better. And then you can think about all the tutoring kind of. There's some that create quizzes for you. Give it the review things, give it quizzes, and each of you can do some of them and take from your actual classes. Might as well help you from the next test, right? So make it. I like that a lot better. I approve it. Do you understand? So just put it up. I like that. Put that number one, and then just put approved by Dr. Russian. You know what I mean? Tentatively approved by Dr. Russian. But now find out what are tools, and then show. Each of you can show from your classes how they can work. Doing. Some can create multiple choice. Whatever you need. Try to do that notebook. You can even try to do Notebook LM. Put in a number of resources. Have it do podcasts for you. And then you can walk around listening to the podcasts. Put in slides. What?
Do we still have to turn in both proposals, or should we go?
Yeah, turn in both proposals. You've done it. But just put number one and say, approve. I like that because for the business, you're not, none of you are running small business, but everybody in your group knows what it is to study, right? And you have exams, might as well use it. Wouldn't that be great? Your next exams, might as well use it. Well, I take old exams, you know what I mean? Study for the new exam, and then you can see how effective it is.
Yeah.
I like that. Okay, great. All right, so I think I'm going to close back. I'm glad that I went to you. You know what I mean? And we did it. Logan, what do you think?
I just did the solution in the AI products. I think we're doing pretty good.
Okay, so and then search about what you can use. There's so many out there. You can use the regular ones, the chat GPTs and those, but look out for other, study guides and really get into that Notebook LM. It's a lot in there. You can do table of content, you can do regular studies, and then you can do that, generate the podcast too. For each class you have a generated podcast, and you put in slides, you just put in Google Docs, even if it's PowerPoint, you can switch it to Google Doc, or you can switch it to Google Slides, put them in, and they summarize it. And actually do for your classes and show how it's going to be working, and that you'll be helping other students. That would be useful for people to come in and figure out how to do all that. You could be and then you could say, hey, my thing will help you tutor, Then you can get companies to sponsor it. Okay, great. Let me leave the room, and then we'll meet and take roll. You put in your folder already, right? Yeah. Everybody's all right? Okay. Let me leave the room, and then I'm going to call everybody back. Anders, can you check to see does everybody have their folders done and it's all in the proper?
Dr. Rush,
yeah.
Muted.
Oh. I was asking Anders, can you just check to see if all the folders are properly labeled for the audit area?
Yeah, sure.
And see if there's anything missing.
There should be 9 groups, right?
I don't know. At the end, yeah, there are 9 groups.
I think it should be
Is there?
So
Okay.
there's one group missing.
Okay.
Yeah, my group was not here, but I'm texting them.
Text them and see if they're doing it. What was your idea to do, Louisa?
So I'm just waiting for them to answer because I was in a breakout room with another group.
Okay, so see. But they have to answer, right? And then there was others that had two, and then Prince also had issues. Okay, questions that I need to do. I think it's great. You know what I mean? I think this is so much fun. And to do it, and do something that you really like. Like I just met with that group one, right? They were going to do small business versus tutoring. So what do they know better? They know better tutoring, right? Somebody else can do tutoring, and what can they do? All the study guides. And what did I tell them to do? Ava is to do what? Use your own classes as examples, your future classes, your future tests. Isn't that better? You can do two birds with one stone. Figure out how to study and even take something like that notebook LM, right? And see all the stages. How do you create study guides, table of contents, and so forth? You can put in a lot of documents there. Ask some of those chat GPTs and others, create multiple choice questions for you based on some data that you could do. So there's so many different ways. And with that podcast, I'd like everybody to use that podcast. You can even, and it'd be interesting to explore, you can focus the podcast. You can ask the podcast certain questions, emphasize this more, emphasize this, or do a comparison between these two topics. So there's so much to do. Okay. So I've already kind of approved some groups already in their direction they want. Wednesday we'll start off with make sure that everybody approved. Try to get it even done beforehand so I can look at it before class starts. Try even before 3 if you can on Wednesday, maybe even noon on Wednesday so I can do approvals so we don't have to spend so much time. And you guys can start doing it. Try to explore a lot of these apps, and each person can take on a couple of these apps and get to know it really well. And then the others, and then you can see. You can also do Zoom. You can invite others from around the world to come and give you some talks that you can propose, or you can even reach out. You can. There's a number of YouTubes that are available, right, that can teach you some of this, and then we can proceed. Okay, so we got everybody that's here. Let me do this. I'm going to do the attendance and stay with me. Those of you that have issues. Anyway, let me do attendance here. And stay with me. Let's see here. Let me just end checking. Let me just make sure that I'm in. Am I in, Jay? Let me start checking. 8442. So do that and stay with me. 8442. And stay with me if you have questions. I'm looking forward to see what you guys do. And every week we'll be presenting.
Hi, my attendance isn't working. Could you mark me, please?
Yeah. What's your last name?
Cimbino, Cimbino.
Hold on. Okay. That work? What else? Who else? Ella, did you have a question?
Yeah, because when I did my optimization in the computer lab with Daniel's help,
Yeah.
for some reason one of them didn't upload, so I had to go back to the computer lab, and he said that was fine.
Okay.
He knew it was just a mistake and he would rate it like whenever I turned it in.
Yeah.
Do you know if I can go to the computer lab at any time?
It should be. I don't know in 12 o'clock at night, but it should be open. Go over there. Are you on camp? Try to go now.
Okay, perfect. Thank you.
Yeah, you know what I mean? I'm not in charge, but I imagine they're there. You know what I mean? You know where it is. Go in.
Yeah. Perfect. Thank you.
My pleasure. Take care. Okay. Anyone else? Okay. So Andres and Amelie, what? Any questions? Yeah. Let me just finish with that, and then I'll do River, and then Logan. What's up? Okay. So River, I'll stay with you. Amelie and Andres. So you'll set up some. So what are you guys gonna do for your project? Let me stop sharing.
So I already have that business that I'm working on. So I was talking to Amelie that we can just do something with that, really.
Okay, if you want to, and then do it through the Wix. You can start from. Are you interested in that, Amelie?
Yeah.
Okay, and then you can do some others. But my main thing, right, Andres, is we started and then doing things that you can actually showing.
Yeah.
And that's what was lacking anyways with yours. What I was saying, you know what I mean? I want to see it, and then this way, think about ones that you want to think, and there are always new ones coming up. You know that you can get. There's so much coming up, but even try out that. I was thinking that you almost could do like a weekly kind of that notebook LM. You could basically say, just feed in sources that you're interested in or other people were interested in, and on a daily basis it could come up with a podcast, and you could focus. You know, that it could be part of your website too. You know, listen to the latest podcast. You know, a podcast takes time to do, right? You do the sources, and then later on, once it doesn't mean that you can't do your own podcast, right? That it'll be the humans, but then you could even put generated by Notebook LM if you want to know how to do this. We'd be happy to show you. You know.
Maybe it's a service you could decide to sell, like a transcription company or something.
Yeah, there's so many different things you can, and you know that Notebook LM is probably by the end of the month, in 3 weeks it's gonna be adding new features.
Yeah, it's gonna go like that. Yeah.
Because it really got a lot of buzz. You know what I mean? Everybody just was like floored by it, and you know that the competitors are looking at that as well.
Yeah, exactly.
So everybody's just running. You know what I mean? Just to keep in place. So so that's exciting. That I just think because people are saying, what could I use it for? I think you could use it throwing out resources, getting that on there, and then seeing what it comes out, and then playing around, see where it does it do well. Focus. You can see, like we said, there's patterns to it. That have it. See how it can. How can I focus it more? How can I get it really? Because they do kind of like a superficial way. They say we're doing a deep dive, but it becomes superficial. But sometimes, if I put in more articles, I'll get more depth.
Yeah, 100%.
Yeah, and you can even do a little thing of comparing it. Even doing that one, and saying comparisons. Let's see how we work it. Show it from the back end. Tips and tricks on how to do a better job with Notebook LM audio.
Perfect.
I love it. Cool. All right. Ciao. Okay.
Awesome. Thanks.
Okay. See you. Let me just stop recording, okay? River, we don't need to record this, right?
Okay. Yeah, no worries.
No, but I'm just saying, you remember my goal here is need to know. Okay, we stop recording, no recording. So first of all, how are you doing?
I'm doing much better.
Okay. So I got your documentation, right? You sent it to me?
Yep.
Okay.
I sent it over the email.
Yeah, right. So I have the proper documentation. So luckily you don't get a 0 for the exam. You get an excused, because you have proper documentation, you get excused for that exam. So the second exam will count twice.
It will
count twice. Yeah, that's part of the thing. There's no makeups in this class, but if you don't have proper documentation, you get a 0 for the first test. So because you have proper documentation, you'll just take the second test and it will just count for the first test as well. Pardon?
Like my whole grade, basically.
Not your whole grade, just for the tests. The tests are not that much. Because we have the assignments, we have the projects, so that last test is not your whole grade for the exam.
Okay.
Okay?
So would I just be taking the content for the second test? Like the first test content wouldn't be on it.
Right. You'll be taking it, but what we're doing for the second exam is chapters 4 and 5 will be on it.
Plus the stuff we already learned?
No, new stuff. You'll be taking the second exam just like everyone else. You won't have any new material. You know what I mean? You won't have any material that the other students don't. You'll be coming in on November 18th with everyone else. You'll be taking the exam, and I'll have a review sheet, whatever it is. So it's good, yeah. You don't have a cumulative test, right? Which is good.
That's good to hear, because I have a lot of tests this week.
Yeah, right. So that's good. So that's enough. You know what I mean? You have enough to pack up. And you weren't feeling well too. So how's your what's with the group? How do you think? You got ideas with your group? What to do for your project?
Yeah, so we made, like one idea I kind of thought of was like, as a real estate major, and especially with like South Florida, like you see a lot of empty lots get torn down for like condo buildings and stuff. And like one way I kind of thought is like we can make like a AI or use an AI to hunt for like potential properties, like maybe using market trends or I've seen videos of people like finding potential properties like based on like how long the listing's been sitting or something. I was thinking maybe like there's an AI out there to.
Yeah, you can see it. The only problem with it that's so specific, that may be later down the road. Maybe it would be good to think about. Let me see what AI tools are out there for free. And how they can help. What do you want to be, on the investor side, on the broker side?
Yeah, probably more on like the investor side.
On the investor side, so think about even the existing, go ahead and check what is available, and that's the key. Remind me on Wednesday, River, that we want to emphasize free. Because some of these special, finding investments and so forth, it's going to be just too hard they're going to charge for. So even try to find, the chatbots, other things that you can do, maybe to do some of the background, some of the emails, some of the maybe Excel spreadsheets that you can use Copilot to, AI web, rather than looking, what you're doing is maybe too complicated for just this month, but rather what's available with the realm of real estate. And maybe you can help it in terms of real estate investors, how to keep track of the properties, something like that, how to ask questions, something in that end. And what was the other one? Was there two?
We never got to it.
Okay, so you got to get with your group, because you're behind. Okay? So you need to get with them tonight or tomorrow to figure out and emphasize to them it's something that you can do. Like what you're doing is like you won't be able to do it in such a short period of time. It'll be difficult. How are you going to get to those databases? How are you going to get to those empty properties? Is it going to be easy? Maybe. And are you going to be able to look at, you want not to create the Gen AI. I'm looking as you implementing a lot of the Gen AI apps that already exist.
Okay. Yeah, like a demonstration kind of.
Yes. Yes. Okay. And then you want to show how they actually work.
Gotcha.
Okay.
Yep.
All right.
One more thing I kind of wanted to point out.
Sure.
For the attendance, like October 16th, I know that was like my sick day.
Yeah.
It's absent, so if you could like make that excuse.
Okay. Yeah. Let me just go to it. Hold on. Yeah, give you where's your River, what's your last name? E.
record.
Yeah, right. Okay, so let me excused. Yeah, excused. Update. Okay, so that just means it was excused. You got it? The blue?
Gotcha.
Okay, perfect. Anything else? Okay, I'm glad that... What else?
That should be it.
Okay, perfect. So, you understand? So, it's more the actual look for, like, chat bots, things like that could help, or Excel using Copilot or something like that, or using existing existing software that's free, that you can create this in the real estate environment.
Yep. Yeah, more application.
Yes, rather than saying, I want to start from scratch. I may invite somebody that's done that. What he does is he was a computer science software engineer, and what he created was looking at properties and figuring out what would be a good investment, in terms of what rent could you get from them, and putting it down what would be. But that requires a lot of back end work,
Yep.
Okay, great. Okay.
Thank you, Dr. Ross.
My pleasure. Take care.
Bye now.
Bye.